What's up, guys? It's yours truly, Empress Chazzy Warrington, aka All That Jazz, aka Lupus Slayer. Ah, hope you guys doing all right tonight. Just people so paranoid, can't go and dance and stuff, But guess what? I'm going to the dance hall. Bump that dance hall. We don't close, okay? We dance. Rain, sleet, snow, hail, high water, tornado, earthquake, tsunami. We party, all right? Somebody gonna be jumping and diving off a speaker, all right? That's the But what I have in my hand, I'm playing a lot of music in the background too, but I'm gonna turn it down because I do want to talk to you all about copyright. Y'all see that? Copyright. Because I really just plan to come on here and talk crap. I had absolutely no idea, no particular purpose really, but to just talk smack. But I was like, I'm cleaning up and rearranging stuff around, a little bit. So I said, let me talk to you all about copyrights tonight. Because there are a lot of different types of copyrights and people don't know what type of copyrights they need for certain things. One of my favorite types of copyrights is the group copyright. Group copyright is for like a collection of something. Like if you have a series of books, a series of documents, or a series of recipes, that you want in one particular collection, you can use the group. Y'all see that? The group copyright form. And it's cheaper too, because then you don't have to keep copyrighting every single individual thing. You can just put it all under one category and copyright it up under that particular section. So you do your group copyright. Now, it's not hard. I know this can look intimidating. When people look at this, they be like, oh my gosh, what the hell? I promise you, it's really simple, and you can actually just go online and do it electronically, which is easier. Now, I'm going to show you something with the group. When you're doing a group copyright, like each book title or each song or each poem or whatever it is, you still have to itemize them because it's up under that one particular group. So it can be like you be the umbrella and then you have these companies up under you. It's like Sony. Sony is the master company, but they have a lot of other companies up under them. So this is what a group copyright is. You have your main company or your main title or your main, platform, and then you got books or poems, a series of things that falls up under that. And that's what these group form is for. And it's only $45 to copyright one item. It used to be $25, now it's $30. So $30 to $35 depending on if you're using an SE, or whatever. So if you want to do your copyrights, you can just go online to copyright.gov and you can get the forms for yourself. You can file them electronically. Hola! How are you, Medley? How are you? You be having me rolling. I'm good, thank you. How about you? I'm tired, honey. I've been working out. I've been dancing and cleaning up and doing all kind of stuff today. I've been up. I done cooked a full meal. I made some baked cod for my mom. Some potato salad, Brussels sprouts, rice, peanut butter cookies. Whew, honey, tired. Look at that. See my eyes? Look at that. Look like like a mosquito just came with his ass and just stung me right in the eye. Be like, take that, girl. Whew, sheesh. But on top of that, I've been cleaning. Look, that's why I throw away mail. Like people get mail. If I know it's junk mail, something I'm not going to use, me immediately throw it away. Because it's enough stuff that accumulate without you creating it. I'm like, where's all this stuff coming from? Then I forgot. I was like, duh, you do art. That's why all this arts and crafts stuff that I have. Sheesh. Hey, dang on. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, and I made my son some Salisbury steak with ground turkey. Cause I don't eat meat. It's my mom and my son eat meat, but I'm a vegetarian. So, but it's all good. But I was trying to help people copyright their material because a lot of people don't. They think everything doesn't have to be trademark or copyright. Patent. You patent things like a robot that you're creating, a formula that you're creating for like a medication or for to solve a problem like with mechanical or engineering, something like that. That's where your patents will then come in for inventions, things that you invent, like a lamp or a table or something. So that's what the patent come in. Trademark is totally different, guys. Trademark is trademarking your name. Like I trademark my name. My name, Chaz C. Wormington, is trademarked, so nobody else can use that name ever. If they did, they will have to change it because my name is trademark. So nobody can use that name. So that's the difference between trademark, patent, and copyright. Is just literature, music, books, albums, CDs, and things like that falls under copyright. And again, if you make an album, like, oh yeah, music artists, of course you want to go through ASCAP and stuff like that, but you can also copyright your lyrics. If you want to copyright your lyrics to your songs, you can do an album and you can actually itemize those albums here, the date, the author, volume, whichever volume. So if you have like album volume 2 and there's 10 songs in that one album, then you want to itemize them on this form. But again, these forms are electronically too. I like to always have stuff in paper form because they change stuff on the internet. Let me tell you what I did, right? I go online to dictionary.com to look up the word gay because I was going to put on my timeline, oh, I'm gay as hell, just to see what kind of response I'm going to get. Gay is supposed to mean happy, right? Isn't that the original definition? Man, I go in there talking about a gay man, a homosexual woman, or a man. I'm like, dang, you don't see happy nowhere in that at all. They don't completely took out happy for meaning gay. I'm like, okay, well, they're going to have to change the lyrics to the Christmas carol, Silver Bell. Because they say, make the noontime gay, meaning to make the noontime happy. That's what gay means. That's the original definition for gay, is happy. So I guess they're going to have to change it, convert it, I'm like, damn, won't y'all just leave stuff alone? If they broke it, they don't need to be damn fixed. Everything don't need to be modified. Hell, that's Confucius. Confucius. But yeah, for those who, if you're publishing a book, you could do PA. Let me get these sites that you guys can go on if you want to do your self-publishing. Like if you're writing a book, you're doing a poem and stuff like that, honey. You don't have to be paying the publisher all of that money. And for you all who are very proficient with Microsoft Word, Microsoft Word will actually, if you're writing a book, it actually has a feature that will help you write the book properly. It'll help you with the punctuations, the spacing, the emphasis on a word, on a word or a phrase or quote or whatever. It helps you do all of that. And you can also let it read out your document out loud as well. So a lot of people don't know this because a lot of people don't really, they just go on Microsoft, they probably type up a resume or letter or something, be done with it. But if you're kind of like as they call a computer geek or junkie like me, I love electronics. I'm not obsessed with it, but I do like them. I'm very interested in technology. So I do play around with it to find out about it. And I worked with AT&T for several years. So I learned a lot working with AT&T, training technicians, field technicians, and in call center technicians, managers. They tried to make me a call center manager and then even AT&T, which I should have taken because I would have had to move to Arizona though, which was fine. I didn't mind moving to Arizona. But listen to people, I ain't gonna do that no more. God open the door for me. I'm gone like a bat out of hell. Bye. Okay, so let me show you this. Let me go to my email. Damn, got to remember where. Let me see. I think I have them. I'm trying to remember how long ago it was. How are you, Melanie? How's everybody doing tonight? Everybody's tuning in. Thank you for watching. How you guys doing? I want to talk crap. Y'all talk mess to me. I talk mess back. Come on, let's go back and forth. I ain't gonna quarantine my ass. Let's talk to each other. Hell. Not being disrespectful now. You know what I'm saying. Don't get crazy. Put you over my kneecaps and spank your ass. Don't play with me. Give you the butt whipping your mama and daddy didn't give to you when you was a little child that you needed. Mess with me. Okay. Oh, on Amazon. You know, you can go on Amazon and publish your own books and sell them as well. But there's a site that's better than Amazon and it's cheaper. Oh gosh, I'm so upset. I just literally had it because I'm in the process of writing some books myself. And I did my research to find out where I'm going to get the best options from. And so I came across this site. I was like, oh, okay. Well, shoot, man. I said, they cheaper than Amazon. And the other one, made them something. Oh, here we go. Self-publishing. Y'all excuse me, I'm exhausted. Not exhausted, exhausted. All right, did too much. Stop. All right. Looking till you at one time. So a little bit I try. Y'all me know can't sing. I don't need y'all to tell me I don't need it. Whatever. Let me alone. Oh yeah, Lulu. Lulu is a site that you can go do self-publishing of your book, your poems, material, spoken word. That's one that I use. But it's another one that's like better. Wait a minute. Oh yeah, that's it. Lulu. They're cheaper than Amazon. And with Lulu, you don't just be confined to just Amazon. You can also get into Barnes and Noble, Google Books, and I mean, like, there's no limitation with your platform. So that's very important. If you're really serious about publishing your book, writing your book, and you want to get exposure, then you need to make sure that whatever publishing company you use, you're going to be able to get massive platform. But you do not have to pay a whole lot of money to get your books published. That is how, that's just like certain things that we can do for ourselves if we take out the time to research. You don't have to pay a lot of money for a lot of things, okay? Especially when you're on a tight budget. If you're a single household, it's just you, and you have to take care of all your bills and responsibilities on your own solo with no help and stuff. You have to kind of like make things do. You got to find, ways to get around, those expenses. But yeah, so that's one of the things. So I guess I could talk about the copyrights. I have oh, you guys didn't know I have a clothing line, lingerie and swimsuit wear as well that I'm working on. I copyrighted this like in the 1990s, like seriously. It's been copyrighted since then. But what ended up happening is, again, I tell you, that's why I don't do religion. I'm so glad I'm freed from that, because religion blocked me from doing a lot of stuff, because I was trying to abide. But no, I wasn't abiding. I was getting broken, and being hindered. So I don't do religion. But anyway, This is another group. This is a group form as well. And as you can see right here, you write the title of your album or your book, and then you can write whatever series come up under there. So these are, you can go to copyright.gov and you can learn the difference between trademark, copyright, and patent. And again, patent is for inventions, things that you create, inventions like robot medications, formulas, even if it's for oil or for, you know, cleaning supplies and stuff, that's what your patent come in from. But with patent, it costs a lot of money, and you have to, by law, have an attorney to get, for a patent and for your trademark, you need an attorney. That's their policy. You don't have to do that with copyrights, though. With copyright, you don't need an attorney to copyright anything, but you do need an attorney if you want to get stuff patent and get stuff trademark. And they tell you that on the site and on the application, because what they actually primarily go through your attorney, because they want to make sure that there's no confusion with the guidelines and with the understanding. So make sure you guys definitely, you know, if you're interested in getting a business, I would strongly advise anybody who wants to be an entrepreneur or is an entrepreneur, if you have not taken business classes, especially, and when I say business class, let me rephrase that, professional business class, because there's a difference. There's regular business class, business management, and then there's professional business classes. Professional business classes, it talks about these different types of things. It talks about copyrights. It talks about patenting, professional entrepreneurship. It also talks about these things. It covers those kind of topics and these kind of things, and it breaks it down for you in layman's terms so that you can understand. And me personally, even though I've been in the entertainment industry, excuse me, for a decade now, it's probably been longer. Yeah, it's been longer than a decade that me being in the entertainment industry. But guess what? I'm still always learning. It's always something that you can refresh on, something you can always learn, especially with the advancement of technology. There's different things that you could do. You know, before, remember on YouTube, you could just do upload a video without showing your face. But now you can't do any podcasting or blogging or vlogging on YouTube without them seeing you. You have to actually be on video like this to actually have it posted, or they'll remove it, you know, and if you keep on, they'll actually block you and ban you. So, you know, their technology has increased and has advanced to the point where, you know, we have more advantage. And just take your time and do research. And you know what? Believe it or not, you can go on YouTube and you can actually learn so much stuff. That's what I do. I go on YouTube and I learn a lot of stuff, things that I would go to college and it would take me 3-4+ years to learn because of the way they break topics down and subjects down in college, and it's pretty much just to make money. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, it don't take all of that time just to learn a lot of the stuff. A lot of it you can learn in a month, depending on how you apply yourself, what your time and availability is. You can learn a lot of stuff. When I first started with copyright, I did not know anything about copyright. It was completely illiterate. But guess what? I started researching. I started digging. I went to the libraries. I went to my state libraries, the state capitol library, because, you know, there's different types of libraries, right? You know, you got your state capitol library. That is the library at your state capitol. All state capitals should have a library in the capital of your state. You go in there, there's archives that you can research and you can look up information. So that's what I did. So, you know, and I've always been like that. Like, I've always been very self-motivated to learn and to find out information and everything, because I feel like if I'm going to do something, I'm a perfectionist. I like to know the ins and out of things. I used to, when I was younger, I used to go with things very blindly and very ignorantly because I didn't know any better. But when I learned better, I started doing better. That's the idea. You know, you're going to make your mistakes or whatever. That's all good to find, but learn from them. Don't continue to make those same mistakes. You're supposed to be improving and, you know, growing and developing. You're not supposed to stay in the same rut and stuff. If you still stay in the same rut and still making those same mistakes, especially you 40, 50 plus years of age, you need to sit your ass down somewhere, okay? Just sit it down. Don't even get it back up. As a matter of fact, you need to be quarantined. They need to have your ass locked in a hospital or be in quarantine or concentration camp since you act like you ain't got no damn sense. Just sit your ass there. You shouldn't be an old fool. You know, older fool, middle-aged fool. No, you don't. You should have did your foolish days are doing your teens and your 20s. And then maybe even some parts of your 30s. But once you hit 40, especially 45, and you older, and you still making those exact same mistakes that you were when you was a teenager and you was in your 20s, your priorities are so jacked up, and you so headstrong that you know earthly good. You know, you so headstrong and so dead ass wrong at the same time. You can't even see it because you don't became desensitized to your own fuckery. You can't even smell your own stank self. And a lot of people are like that. You know, you can't tell them anything. You try to tell them stuff, they be getting all upset. Me love to learn. When I find out something, somebody share something with me, I be like, oh, really? I didn't even know that. Oh, thank you for the information. And I share it. Shoot, fuck that. Me love to learn. Call me a nerd, geek, whatever. I don't care. Y'all won't be no dumb ones, that's for sure. The hell with that. So, yeah, but that's what the copyrights, you know, learning about copyrights. And but I do advise anybody, you know, you can go to some community colleges, depending on what city, state you live in. Some community colleges offer free classes that you don't have to pay for. The one that's not too far from me, I could go there for free. Yeah, Georgia Perimeter, Georgia State University Perimeter College. I go there for free to take up business courses and stuff. They don't charge me. So, you know, some courses, depending on what it is, you don't have to pay anything. And no, it's not on a grant or Pell Grant or anything like that. You just don't have to pay for it. You know, you go, you sign up, you enroll, you go to the orientation, and you start class. And you can do it online. That's the best part about it. The only time you got to be in person, present in person, is doing the orientation and then doing the tests when you're doing your tests and stuff, you know, because you want to get your CERPs. So you have to, or your degree. So you'll have to go in person for your test. You can't do those online. They don't allow you to do your testing online. But yeah, it's a lot of things. I bet you all probably didn't even know that because people don't tell. And that's why I don't like and the thing about it, the information isn't like information that's hidden. It's information that be available to the public, but a lot of times I don't think people realize that information be available to the public. So you'll have people that find out that this is public information, and instead of letting you know that it's public information, you can just go online and find it. They'd rather put it in a book or put it in some kind of seminar, have you come to a seminar. Yeah, the seminar may be free. You get in the seminar free, but to get the information, they be trying to charge you $3, $4, $5 plus $100 just to get the information that you can go and Google and get yourself, or go to your local library and obtain for yourself, or your local college or something like that. They be trying to charge, you know, get over on people. That's why I don't go to these seminars. I be telling people, please don't invite me to those so-called business seminar, because most of them are always the same, and everybody always be like, oh no, I've been so many business seminars and they all say the same thing. No, it's not like that. It's actually free. You get the information, it's free. No, it isn't. To get this, or to get the premium, which has more detailed information, more that breaks it down and step-by-step information, you know, they want to charge you the arm and the leg for it when I can just go Google the information or go on YouTube and get the information for free. Hell no, I'm not fit to pay y'all all that damn money. No, y'all not fit to rip me off. They don't look like no sucker. I know my head might be big like one, but hell, ain't no damn charm lollipop sucker head girl. No, not doing that. So I'm not going to be paying all that money. I learned better. You learn better, you do what? You do better. Hell yeah, that's what you do. So, let me see what else I want to talk to you all about. Copyright and patent. Trademark. Did I mention the trademark? Did I go back over it? Trademark is to trademark the name of your business, of your name itself. Like I trademark my name, so nobody can use my name as a professional name or in entertainment or as a title, because my name is trademark. Let me see. I think that was it for the trademark, the copyright, and the patents. Now, again, and then also take a course in accounting, business accounting. If you have a business, I don't care how big or how large your business is, you need to know how your money is being delegated. Even if you hire an accountant, you still need to know what the accountant is doing, what their procedures is, even though you know that's what you hired them to do. But you still need to know. That's why a lot of people be getting ripped off, especially when the more money you have, the easier it is for you to get ripped off when you don't know what the hell is going on. And a lot of times, by the time you find out, the person might be dead or maybe in another country, change their identity and everything, and you just sitting up there ass out of money and don't even realize, or before you know it, you have to file bankruptcy. You don't even know why you have to file bankruptcy. You're like, damn, how in the world I filed in bankruptcy? Didn't I just make $86 million? Yes, you did. But that crooked ass accountant that you have, that you don't hire because you didn't have enough sense to learn the operations and the financial operations of your business, they took advantage of that, and you sit up there in the damn dark. And because they knew you was in the dark, they were able to rob your ass blind. So now they don't put money in an offshore account that can't be traced and can't be led back to them or led back to anything. It's like it's null and void, because once you do that, once they do send the money to an offshore account that in other countries, it doesn't necessarily validate here. They can close the account and it's as if the account never existed. So they can take that money out and be doing something else with it. You don't even know they're there in damn Belize, living their new identity, spending your money, living it up and stuff. And you sitting up there broke in the damn soup kitchen when you had $86 million, but your accountant don't rip your ass off. Now they sitting up there, they living on a yacht and stuff and sipping on wine and champagne and eating caviar, cracker and cheese and shit. And you up there in the damn soup kitchen line waiting, for some food. And it happens a lot. That's, they don't even do the reports of so many millionaires that kill themselves, that commit suicide because they don't pay attention to how their accountants and people that they have in place are spending their money. And another thing, if you go in business, once you get corporate, do not allow anybody to partner in your corporation. What you do is when you build, I start at LLC. And what I do is I build businesses upon my own business. Like I have the Z Entertainment Network. Then I build my TV and film business upon my entertainment network business. You build your own umbrella and build your own business line. And I'm going to tell you why. Once you get partnership with someone in your business and they're now co-owners or part owners or whatever, president, don't you know, executives, especially investors, big time investors, they can actually vote your ass out, even though you don't created this company, you don't built it and everything. That you could do all of the legwork and they just happen to come in, as an investor, and they can move you out. You got to make sure that you have it in, if you want to do that, so that your business can, blossom and become more worldwide, especially if you want physical stores, physical buildings of your business. You need to make sure you have a clause in your paperwork that they can never, ever, ever vote you out or attempt to vote you out. Because what ended up happening, it happens so many times. You got people who started businesses and now they're up there still being a damn receptionist. And the people who came in after they done built and established this business are the CEOs and the executives and the presidents. And they got the person who built the business up there as a janitor or as a receptionist. And I'm not downgrading those jobs because I've done those jobs myself and I made a pretty decent salary doing it. But what I'm saying is, if I build a Fortune 500 company, dynasty, I'm not fit to have somebody come in there and be able to just easily vote me out and push me to the side and take over. Hell no, you're not fit to take what I build for. So you guys be careful when you do partnerships and stuff. And if always do attorney work, have an attorney, present a civil attorney that does both criminal and civil law, because most civil law attorneys usually have also studied criminal law. And then, better yet, if you get a judges have to study criminal law and civil law and have to be licensed in both to be a judge. So you can even get a judge if you want to, if they have the time to go over, but they're probably more than likely send you to an attorney. But I'm saying, if you have somebody, your family or friend that may be a judge or something, you can have them to look over the documentations and stuff and see what you need to change. But always get your paperwork like that drafted up by an attorney, and make sure you always have a clause in it where nobody can come and vote your ass out of your own shit. Like, you are not going to vote me up out my own damn business that I done built up from ground zero, and you just gonna kick me to the curb like that. I mean, then you think about that, just so disrespectful too, right? And inconsiderate as hell. Like, that's fighting. I'm like, for me, honey, that's time to fight. I'm sorry. I'm ready to go Al Capone on somebody, or like, for real. Like, you ain't gonna be doing me like that. Hell no. We ain't having that. Nope. But so that's something you need to, those are two very important things you need to do if you ever want a business. Learn about the business and take courses in professional business management and entrepreneurship, and also take courses in accounting. You could do corporate accounting or you could do regular accounting. It all depends. If you want to start off slow like me, I just started slow, with just accounting, and then I worked my way up, But I also been graced to work at Bank of America, and I worked in their benefits and stocks and their investment department. So I worked in there, so I know about, I dealt with a lot of corporate companies, big corporate companies. I handle a lot of their accounts and stuff. So I understand how it works because I've been there and I've seen it and I've had to process it. So it's a lot of paperwork that's involved, and it's very, it can be very complicated. And it can be very time consuming and mentally draining. That's why a lot of people just hire somebody and just be like, oh, forget it. But I'm sorry, that's my money. I can't work hard for my business. And once it grows and mature the way I like for it to mature and grow, I just let my guards down because I'm able to hire people to handle my finances for me. Nope, I still want to know where every red penny going. Hell no, nope, I'm playing. Nope. Yeah, so that's pretty much it, guys. I finished talking shit. Y'all good? How y'all doing? How you doing? How y'all doing? I see 15 people. Y'all ain't speaking. Y'all so rude. Y'all ain't saying hi. Say hi or something. Lick your tongue out, shoot a bird, do something. Like that. Dang, can I get some love? Now I just messing with you guys. But yeah, and get old books. Let me show you. So I have these books. I love going to like garage sales, yard sales, thrift stores, stores like that, Savage stores, because they have the older books, the older versions. You always need to have the older version. See what it is. Technology has gotten us so comfortable with just going on a laptop or our computer or our phone and just typing shit in and pull stuff up that we forget how to actually research and look stuff up. Aw, thank you, mommy. Love you too, sis. I really do. Thank you. And I get these books. I got this dictionary right here. Guess how much I paid for this dictionary at a yard sale? 50 cents. 50 freaking cents. Man, please. But the reason why I tell you to get old books is because they change a lot of stuff. You know, they change laws or they have changed the meaning of something. And sometimes when your contract has been drafted up, if you didn't know that the meaning of something meant one thing, they can use the new meaning of it to try to, scandal you and, and trick you and stuff. Don't fall for that. Hell no. Get you some good old books. Have some paperback, hard books, tangible books that you can hold in your hand and read. Okay, see? Look. If y'all don't look, go on dictionary.com and look up the word gay. This dictionary right here, thesaurus, is from, this was published in 1976. So this was published in 1976, so it has a lot of the original definition and meaning of words. Thanks, love. Appreciate you. Yeah, I like to try to help people because let me tell you, I was never, and I don't say this as an insult. My mom, she worked. My mom was a workaholic, and then when she wasn't working, she was always in church. So if anybody knows, especially if you was raised in the South, your parents took you to church 4 or 5 days, sometimes 6 days a week, and they always had revivals 2 weeks in a month. And so for 7 consecutive days, so you was always in church. So I didn't learn stuff, not because my mom wasn't available, but she was doing what she thought was best, because she didn't know herself. A lot of stuff that I know now, and that she even know now that she was being able to teach me, and vice versa. We didn't know that stuff, growing up. So we both learned, and that's why for me, I love to share what I learned, because I had to learn stuff the hard way. And a lot of times when I finally learned things, it was like, dang, I wasn't in a position to actually exercise what I learned or to execute what I learned. So it put me in situations and stuff and made things, and I ended up having a lot of hardships because of the lack of knowledge, because I was ignorant to a lot of things. Don't be afraid to use that word. The real definition of ignorance means to not know something, to be unaware of something, be unknowledgeable of something. So I was unknowledgeable of a lot of things. But over the course of the years, going through a lot of stuff in life, which I understand why I went through a lot of the hardships that I went through, is so that I can learn, and then I can be able to then take what I have learned and teach other people in hopes that to prevent them from making the same mistakes that I made, because I didn't know any better. And a lot of people make mistakes like that affects their livelihood because they simply didn't know any better. Nobody took out the time to tell them or to teach them or to show them, or even show them how to look up the information, where to even start to look up the information. So I don't mind sharing when I learn. But this is the original definition of the word gay. It says merry, Bethsome, festive, gleeful, jolly, happy, animated, keen. See, all of these good words. This is the original word. This is the original definition of the word gay. And you go now to dictionary.com. They done changed the whole definition of this word, okay? So that's why I tell people, invest in some old books. Go to yard sales. You got to spend an arm and a leg for them. Yard sales, thrift stores, savage stores, and things like that. You'll find them. Now, this is another book that I got from a yard sale, and I paid $1 for this one. They want to get rid of this book real bad. They charged me only 25 cents. But this is a book back from the federal laws, procedures, civil judicial, again about civil law from 1997, and you will find out that a lot of stuff they really haven't changed. When it comes to federal laws, they're very repetitious with stuff, and they don't really like to revise things. They don't like to update stuff. That's why you still have them paying out disability and Social Security, such low measures, even though the cost of living is so high. You can't even, you think about it, most places, they want you to make 3 times the rent. So if the rent is $1,200, you have to be making $3,600. You're not going to get $3,600 in Social Security benefits and or disability every month. So that puts you in a bracket where you are forced to do Section 8, or you're forced to live in a neighborhood that's not so safe. And, so it's kind of like the disparities with that. But make sure you guys get older books and read them. I keep these by my bedside, and I get up and I just start reading. If I can't sleep, or if I just feel excited about something and I need to read stuff. And it has like all of these amendments too. It has amendments in it. The amendments, it also have the different rules of civil procedures. It's so much information that's in this one book. And I just strongly advise you all to exercise your mind, because I'm going to tell you, the only way we're going to defeat any battle that is in this world, especially with these powers that be, is having knowledge, and understanding, because it is a true parable, which they got from Kemet. The Kemet that they put in the book of Proverbs is Kemet doctrine, and Kemet literature, where it says, well, all you're getting, get an understanding. It's good to have wisdom, and it's good to have have knowledge, but having understanding of whatever it is that you know, and of the wisdom that you have, will help you to execute what you know and what you have wisdom to execute it. Because you got a lot of people, they can know stuff. And I know we all know somebody who is very book smart. They're extremely book smart, but they dumb as hell when it comes to common sense. You just be wondering, like really? Like, how can you be so intelligent here, but be as dumb as a piece of lint on the rug? In this facet. But that's because a lot of people they feel like as long as they're just reading and if they go to school and they gain knowledge, that they're good. No, you have to also have understanding, in things as well. Because that's what sets you apart is having the understanding. And that's the only way you're going to really be able to beat and fight this battle. You have to use your brain. You have to use your mind. And a lot of people don't want to do that because they just want to be emotional. If they can't rip and rage and be on an emotional, level like that, they sure don't read anymore, honey. They really don't. They think going on social media and reading memes and is reading, or read somebody post silly post or crazy post is reading. That's not reading. That's not literature. That's entertainment. Me too. Yes. I read all kind of stuff. I read about ISIS. I read about I read about Greekology. I read about and study other religions and cultures and everything, because when we don't know things and we don't understand it, it seems strange to us. Not only do I just read about it, another thing that I like to do, especially when it comes to other cultures and religions, may I actually like to go and be a part of it, participate, so that I can get a better understanding. Like for me, I get understanding better when I can engage. Some people are different because they be like, oh, you can't be doing that. That's best with your spirit. And No, it isn't. You grounded, and if you're spiritually grounded, if you pray regularly, you meditate regularly, you can be around any, because let me tell you, you got energies, all the other type of energies around you every single day. Every single day you have different types of energy around you, especially when you go outside your home, or if you have people living with you and they have gone outside the home and they come in with different energies that have attached itself to them. That's why I have my sage. I burn my sage and stuff, and I have my crystals. And I believe, for me, everybody has their different way of purging or cleansing their spirit and their mind, their psyche, or whatever. But that's what I do for me, and I found that has worked. That works perfectly for me. I can be in the most stressful mood. I burn some sage. I'm just as cool and calm. It's almost like somebody who is as high as a kite. We'd be so cool, calm, and collect. But yeah, but that's for me. That works for me. Different strokes for different folks. But you have to expose yourself to things, because if not, that's why you have for instance, this guy from Pakistan, his daughter, she did a recital. You know how they have the children do the recitals in the plays and stuff during PTA or whatever. Well, in their culture, it's common culture for them to pat them on the area of their vagina. They're not patting them on the vagina, but they're patting them in the front of their abdomen. So because the people didn't understand the culture, they called the cop. They had called the cops. The cop came and they were like, he was molesting his daughter in front of everybody and stuff, blah, 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 because they didn't understand the culture. And that's a common culture. The women do it too. Both men and the women do it. And then it depends, there's different Pakistanis. You got the British Pakistanis, which a lot of them still believe in marrying their first cousins. Yeah. But if you didn't know the culture and the tradition, of course, still to us, that's still nasty. But, even with my culture and on my Zulu, part Zulu, and anybody that know any Haitians and know Haitian culture, is pretty, it's pretty intense, pretty strange, right? But I learned about different cultures, so that when I see things, I have a better understanding of it. I won't just be acting out of emotions, or because it's something that I'm not used to or something that I'm not familiar with, that I just frown upon it and I look on it as something bad. No, that's called division. You have to be open-minded, and especially if you have a business and you want to have a worldwide business. Because I don't want to discriminate against no customers. I want all customers. I don't care who they are, where they from, what they background, nationality, race, and all of that stuff, creed. I may not care. That don't have nothing to do with them spending money. If they want to spend money to support my business, by all means, I'm going to be welcome. And I don't want to be one of those type of people who be like, look at such, look at them, because I'm being ignorant and stupid. Because that's what it is. It's willful ignorance and willful stupidity. Because you're not willing to learn their culture, because it's not something that you're familiar with, something that you was raised under, something that you was brought up to believe or whatever. Just because you wasn't brought up to believe it and understand it doesn't make it wrong. And I have discovered that, throughout my life. So just get you some books, buy them from the yard sales, from the thrift stores, from garage sales and stuff. You have, great aunts, great grandmothers who have a lot of books and they don't really read them anymore. Ask them if you can have them, and take those books and just collect, because there's so much knowledge in these books. You would be surprised the stuff that you learn in these books. Even with my culture on my Zulu side, I have a book that even teaches me about the ancient traditions of KwaZulu. I didn't know these things because I was raised in America. I was segregated from my Zulu ancestry and traditions and background, because my great-grandmother who spoke Zulu, she died when I was maybe 6 or 7 years old. So nobody would speak the Zulu language. Nobody would speak it. Everybody spoke American language here. And I know that comes from this slavery mentality, because my mom was a slave. She was a slave as a child. She used to be taken out of school to go work in the field. She's the oldest, so she's the black sheep of the family. And anybody know about that era? The black sheep of the family, usually the oldest child, especially if the oldest child is a girl, will often be taken out of the school to go work in master's house, master's field, and stuff like that. And so that happened with my mom, and she didn't graduate high school until she was maybe like 20 or 21, and then she went on to college and everything, and, did very well. But I'm just saying, like, a lot of things we don't know because we don't open ourselves up to learn things. And I don't know why why people are so afraid to open themselves up to learn things. You're not opening up your spirit to make yourself vulnerable. No, you're opening up your mind so you can be knowledgeable and have understanding, so that when you see something that may not be familiar to you, you don't just automatically assume that it's bad or that it's negative because you don't understand it. That's all I'm saying. Don't allow yourself to be stupid listening to other people. Because you think about half of the people that be trying to teach you stuff, and they're just as narrow-minded and shallow-minded as the next person. Anybody who can't be open-minded with me or to the world, as big as this world is, as big as this universe is, and they want to stay in this one little box, they can't teach me nothing. What can I learn from them? I can't learn nothing from them but how to stay in that box. I don't want to stay in a damn box. I'm too big. I'm tall. I'm 5 feet 10 inches. What the hell I look like in a little bitty ass damn box? No, I don't want no box. I want to be out free and fly like a bird. So we have to learn to expand our minds and not be afraid of that. That's a form of slavery mentality. We have to understand that, because our ancestors, they were not allowed to speak their native language, tongue. They were not allowed to carry on their native traditions and their culture and their heritage. They were forbidden to do that. And then they made them wear wraps on their head and stuff to cover their hair, because they didn't like their hair texture, because it wasn't like the European hair texture and stuff. And the clothing, they stripped our ancestors of their identities, and they're still doing that today. That's why it's still a big stigma and a big problem with us wearing our natural hair. On the workplace, they still have a problem with us wearing our natural hair. So don't allow the European and Westernization mentalities taint your mind, because that has been taught. And if you really, and I'm going to share this knowledge with you all. If you all don't believe me, you go research it yourself. I think you can find it with the library, the LOC.gov, which is the Library of Congress.gov. There's a wagon they used to call a beer wagon. The beer church wagon. Do you know that's the very first time a church ever came into existence? What the beer church wagon was is people who would brew beer illegally and whiskey and stuff like that, moonshine illegally, and they would sell it. What they found out, since they couldn't control it and stop people from doing it, they started taxing them. What they called it, they didn't call it tax back then, they called it tithe. They called it tithing. That's what they called it. And then as a way of generosity and showing appreciation, they called it offering. That's how church came about. And then tithing and offerings. You guys, this stuff is available. You can go to archive.gov. This information is not hidden. It is available where we can, if we research it, we'll find it out for ourselves. It's public records. This is for our own viewing and exposure, that we can see it ourselves, and we can download the material and stuff. But yeah, that was the first church. It was for, the church was never designed for what it is now, for what it does now. That was not the original purpose of the church. As a matter of fact, the original word for the church was not for a place of worship. It was for regulating. It was meant to regulate. That's why even if you look back in like the 1600s, the 1400s, 1600s, 1700s, 1800s, you notice even some of the early parts of the 1900s, you would see where they had this one building. In that building, They had church, they had school, and they also had court. That's why even still today, you got a lot of courts there set up like pews in the church. Why is that? Because that's the way it was always set from the beginning. In a lot of colleges and universities, the way they have the seats set, it's like you're in a mega church. Why you think they got it set like that? Because that's how it was traditionally. That's how it started, because the church was originally made to regulate things. It was never made to a place of worship. All of that came about later on in the 1846. If you guys do your research, you'll find that out. When the slave ship De Jesus, they called it Jesus because they didn't know how to pronounce the word. They didn't know how to pronounce De Jesus, which is Portuguesian. Because the Portuguesians was actually the first people to kidnap Africans and started enslaving them, and then the French got on board, and then the Germans wanted a part of it. So that's what Christopher Columbus came in. When he came from Colombo, he found out about it and stuff. So it's just, you have to all of these things tied together. It's not separate pieces. This is one big puzzle, and these are pieces to these puzzles. And if you take your time and put these pieces together, you will start understanding. But that's all I'm saying. Knowledge, with all you're getting, get understanding. And that's why you were forbidding, and it's still exercised today with different religions. They don't like for you to study or go outside of your quote unquote religion, because what do they tell you? It is to distract you, it's to turn you against your true religion, to turn you against God, to confuse you and stuff. It's not for none of that. It isn't. It is about division. Because you had these people that want to have control over here, where they didn't agree. The Catholics didn't agree with the Christianity, so the Catholics which came first. Christianity came first, then Catholicism. They didn't believe in that Judaism. They didn't believe that all of these are Abrahamic religions. So it's just a lot of stuff that came about, and if you start really just adding the pieces to the puzzle, you will be like, oh, wow. You will be surprised. But they realize that they can capitalize off religion, and that's why it is like a $1 trillion industry. You think porn makes money, churches make money. They make a lot of money. Yeah. So all I'm saying, with all you're getting, get an understanding. Get your books, read your books, get old books. Don't just rely on these newer versions of stuff, because a lot of these newer versions of stuff has taken out the truth out of things, has taken the authenticity out of the original information and stuff. And again, you can always go to a lot of these government websites. I like to go to the direct source. I don't like to use third-party sources. Me like going directly to the source, so that if somebody say, oh, that's not true, I can send them the link and be like, this is where I read it at. This is from, USA.gov or WhiteHouse.gov or USPTO.gov, CDC.gov, LOC.gov, auctioneers.gov. Yeah, you go to auctions.gov. I'm telling you, I'm a nerd. Okay, I study. That's what I do. I'm a brainiac. The TV is watching me right now, because I be busy studying. If I'm not cleaning, or if I'm not doing something that I need to, handle in business, my head is buried in a book, and I'm reading. Internet is good, but I like a tangible book in my hand, and we like to read it. So, I really appreciate you all for everything, for your support, for watching me babble on tonight. I hope you all are having a really good week thus far. I hope everyone's family is safe. Hope you guys are safe, your friends and loved ones. And I hope you guys just enjoy your life. Please enjoy your life. You have one life to live. And, we never know when our time is going to expire. So make the best of every moment you are graced to have breath and to live and have activity of your limbs and stuff. Take advantage of it and make the best out of it. And with everything, again, with all you're getting, get a what? Understanding. All right. God bless, one love, peace. And thank you all so very much for taking out time to watch me tonight. Peace, God bless, one love.